Welcome to episode 55 of The Solution, a real estate podcast. This is where we talk about myself, Phil Sexton, and my co-host. Actually, maybe I'm your co-host, Jeffrey Sibbach.
Maybe.
So you are the number one agent by the Phoenix Business Journal standards. So I guess you can be the host and I'll be the co-host. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so today we're talking about
It's still a we. Yeah.
we.
Yeah.
I do, we do, you do.
Yeah.
That was when we learned
well,
this week.
you know, it's like John Nordstrom, right? Like we think of him as Nordstrom's.
We're Sibbachs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we go to learn how to put consumers first in real estate, how to build a real estate business. And today's tactics, today's show.
Are we veering off the road?
We're veering off the road, and here's why: is because sometimes we interview other humans, and when you work with humans, sometimes there are things that come up that are unavoidable, like rescheduling. And so today's guest, which I'm very excited to talk to when we get him rescheduled,
The Dan Caskey?
No, close.
Did I get it wrong?
Isn't it Dave?
Dave Caskey.
Yes,
Okay.
the Dave Caskey, and his wife went to my high school.
We got his brother?
And so yeah, his brother was but Caskey is a real estate team in Manhattan Beach in the South Bay area, and they crush it over there. They're number one by a lot of people's standards in their.
You know, it's funny, when I think of South Bay, I think of San Francisco.
Yeah, it's because you're not from LA. Everybody in LA thinks of South Bay as Torrance, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach. Yep.
Oh, so local.
Local. That's right. You know,
good.
local area knowledge is actually might show its face on our list
Maybe
today.
a little foreshadowing.
If anybody can read what that crawler says across the bottom of our screen, today's show is about the top 5 lead conversion tactics. And if anybody's listening...
What's the under-over on if it's more than 5?
Yes? No.
Top 5!
Top 5. Plus, we'll probably have extras. So,
Awesome.
should we get to the list, or did you have any other burning things that you'd like to talk about first?
I want to first lead conversion. So I guess I kind of want to get to...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So there is, I guess the gap is widening. Oh, let me go this way. Whoa.
Across camera.
Oh.
There you go. Nope.
Yeah, it's
The gap is widening.
widening. Yeah.
Besides your hands, what gap are you talking about?
The real estate agents are good at converting their sphere of influence business.
Okay.
Real estate agents, when your friend calls, when your past client calls, when your
Mother's sisters, friends.
your mother's coworker,
Yep.
right? So when you see someone that you saw, like that stood in the pew that you usually stand in at church every Sunday, and that person's in front of you, and then when you sign a piece, you shake their hands or whatever it is. When that person calls you to buy or sell a house, we create what I call a sales process.
Okay.
And we are, as agents, lulled to sleep because we feel that is the same process that would be successful for converting open house leads or internet leads or sign call leads.
Yes.
Or just generally walk-ins to the office, or
what I call leads that are low on the intimacy scale.
You love low intimacy. We'll
That's
get to
what
that.
it
We'll
is.
get to that another time. But low intimacy, right? Like they don't.
The studio
know,
audience is
They
laughing.
don't know who
Hold
the
on,
fuck.
wait a minute. Low intimacy. Have we not talked about high intimacy and low intimacy when it comes to leads on here?
No, we're focused
I thought we
on
did
5
with Wayner.
lead tactics today.
Oh, that was offline.
Yeah,
That was offline.
right. We're trying to internet are a lot harder. Yeah, I mean, I actually think that. I think the challenge is that internet leads are more work, is what it is.
Yes.
Right? Because we have not proven ourselves of yet to the lead that comes in the open house, to the internet lead. I mean, because I think it's very close to the same. And that even if it's an open house lead, like to me, there's still...
As for Rule said, open houses are easy. You have them in front of you.
I know, but if you ever kept track of how many visitors came to your open house and how many you actually ended up selling houses to, I think you would realize that the conversion is probably pretty close to the same.
As pretty close to the same as what?
As an internet, they say the standard internet lead conversions in anything from 1 to 5%, depending on if you're good or not.
And you're saying that if you keep track of open house visitors, you think it's 1 to 5% as well?
I do. I think that I don't know many.
It's going to be a good challenge to have out there.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we're talking about the great JC from the early 2000s,
nobody was beating her.
Nobody was beating her.
Right.
You want to talk about open house lead conversion? Dwayne Calloway literally defied odds with how successful they are.
The best we've come across.
Ever. Yeah, I mean, I stalk everybody, and when you look at the amount of leads, buyer side conversion leads, I mean, the challenge is that the industry is so entirely focused on seller leads, and I don't get the bullshit, right? Like, when you sell a buyer a house, now you get a listing if you did a great job. Well, when you sell a house, you can get another sign, but I mean, you have a client in a house that they now own. Like, how else would, like, that is the definition of a great lead. Because they're gonna sell it sometime. If not, their parent, their siblings will sell it.
I like the fire.
I mean, so this is I was just trying to set up the why. The other thing is that we love sphere of influence business, so why not be great at lead conversion? Because if you can get great at lead conversion, now you're going to have a bigger sphere. Well, how
I totally agree.
Oh, you want to talk Nigerian? Okay.
I
was a little. I just get fired up when we talk about. So you're going to tell me we're going to have the top 5. I gotta touch on the things today.
You're bringing things up that I want to talk about, Jeff. First of all, one of our best listing strategies is to sell somebody a house as a buyer and then keep in touch with them.
It's been the key to our existence, yes.
But that is a long-term play, and that's why agents aren't always thinking, "What are my long-term plays?"
They're not there for the end goal.
They're thinking, "What do I need to do in order to make this year great, or this quarter great, or this month great?" And
I think
following up with a database is not usually how you make this month great. Therefore, it gets pushed back every month until they come and hire Agent Truth to be the real estate coach.
We are in the creating the greatest annuity strategy. We're in the top 5 leads conversion tactics.
Oh, okay, good deal. All right, right. So now that it's not once they're in your database how you keep in touch with them. That's not actually what we're going to cover today. It is how do we get people that don't know us to then know us, respect us, trust us, and want to work with us.
Right.
And so, I don't know. Should we?
Let's get to the list.
Get to the list.
Yeah. All right. It's about time.
So, number 1 on the list is Mauricio. Do we have another screen?
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
Connection.
Oh, that was loud. Holy shit, bags. He's screaming over here.
What?
Like, dude, you don't need to scream. They're right in front of us.
Okay, all right. Today it's about connection. Number 1, connection.
Yeah, well, because I say this because connection is now different. Because I really feel like there's less people picking up the phone.
What do you mean by connection? What's your definition of connection?
Connection is, we'll go with the Zillow. Let's start with the Zillow definition first.
Okay.
Right? When they call it a connection, they mean that they're on the phone and you're on the phone and you get a chance to talk to them.
Okay, so not like a web registration fill out, but actually connecting with the person over the phone?
Right. It's the reason why we call it our number 1 strategy is connection is because everybody else's list starts with speed to lead.
Which is something that you need to have an increased amount of connection.
Right. So for our